The day is Sunday, the 28th of December, 2025. Today's New York Times crossword is by Alex Eaton-Salners and edited by Will Shortz. Let's get into it. Okay, one across. Poet with a 1982 posthumous Pulitzer. Not sure. Makeshift tip collector. Not sure what that could mean. Playground area often. Geez, these are all a bit tricky so far. Host Tyler of, whose line is it anyway? I think her name is Aisha Tyler. Not sure why that springs to mind. Really dug that out of the depths of my memory there. 3 down plus. Let's see, it could be an asset. An asset could be considered a plus. Prop for a proposal. Maybe when you're proposing to someone, you get on your knee and then your knee is propping you up. That could be what it means. Playground area, could they mean bark, as in the ground is bark? I remember that was the case when I was a child. I don't know if that's still the case. I'm less convinced because it could just be a park, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I definitely overthought that one. So now the poet with a posthumous Pulitzer. P. I mean, I think of Poe, but obviously that doesn't fit. Someone who famously passed away, I suppose. No, I'll have to come back to that. Now, fearsome felines could be lions. Oh, Sylvia Plath. Of course, that makes a lot of sense. One of These Nights band. I don't know what that song is. I've never heard that before. What about this? Rock of Ages. This one is italicized, suggesting there's some sort of theme involved. I wonder what the theme is. Off-Broadway musicals. Interesting. So Rock of Ages, I think, is the name of a Broadway musical. Not sure what consequence that has for the actual answer to this. Let's just keep going. 32 across. Fab Four drummer. Ringo Starr, right? So Starr. What was his name? Starkey, I think is his actual last name. Fox of 1970s TV. Red Fox, I think was the fellow's name. Super excited in slang. Amped up or, yeah, not too sure. College credit hours. College credit hours. Not sure what that means. Epitome of graceful beauty. Epitome of. Could it be a person's name, I wonder? No, I'm not too sure. How about this? SLR insert since the early 2000s. Could that be? So SLR is a type of camera. So I suppose you put an SD card inside the camera. Is that what they mean by insert? Kylo Ren of Star Wars. Okay, that seems to confirm that. Came about then could be arose. What arose? What came about? One sporting an article of apparel. Something ending in R, perhaps. So a doer of something, perhaps. Yeah, not sure. Desi Arnaz of I Love Lucy. I think it's spelled with an S. Yeah. One sporting an article of apparel. Just a wearer, someone who's wearing something. Seems fairly straightforward. And then epitome of graceful beauty. Oh, a swan. A swan is considered quite graceful and elegant. Now, college credit hours could just be units then. Okay, that makes sense. Certain stockholder. Stockholder. So stocks as in like equities or stock as in like vegetable stock? Yeah, not too sure at this point. What about this one? Super excited. Yeah, not too sure. And also Rock of Ages. Could it be the Rosetta Stone? So essentially, they're using the name of a Broadway musical to be the clue for something. So the Rosetta Stone, famously a stone tablet that contained the same piece of text in like ancient Greek and hieroglyphics and other sorts of things. Possibly. Certain stockholder then, cat. Ooh, cat something. Ooh, yeah, not sure about that one. Let's just keep going. Super excited. TUR. Turbo. What would that even mean? No, I'm not convinced of that. How about the subject of some modern maps? Modern maps? No, I don't know. What about this? One of these nights, the EA, the easy something. Yeah, not too sure. Played a part. Could be acted. So if you play a part in a film or in a play, you're acting. Like 45 Down's Floor and a mythical figure undone by hubris. I'm guessing this would be Icarus, who flew too close to the sun, and his flaw was fatal because it led to his death. Ari Shapiro, I think, is on NPR. New Mexico skiing locale. I think the place is called, I don't know how to pronounce that, Taos. I think that's what it's called. Prima Ballerina. Ooh. No, I don't know my ballet terminology. How about this? A little night music would be a lullaby. Little night music being a Sondheim musical. Word with record or union. Legal record, legal union, perhaps? Possibly. No, I'm not convinced because something down the hatches, that would be batten down the hatches. I have no idea what that means literally, but it is a phrase that I've heard before. Now, Blue Ribbon brand. So this would be a beer maker. I think Pabst Blue Ribbon, a very popular beer in the United States. Creatures formed from the fingers of the sea goddess Sedna in Inuit myth. Could they be seals? If we're talking about Inuit, I know seals are very important to their culture. Record label, union label, perhaps? I'm not sure what a union label is, but I know what a record label is. How about this? Classic theatre name. Palace, I wonder? Palace Theatre? Is that it? Not sure. But or Palais, perhaps? Actually, because signs reciprocal would be Cosec. Oh, is it Cosec? I'm not sure. I suppose it's the only thing that fits. I might leave that in for now because we have buds over here, which I think is pals. And then how some medicines are taken is orally. So, I mean, it kind of adds up, Palace. I'm not sure that I know many theatres named the Palace, unless, maybe that's just something I'm missing out on. 81 down, some summers in brief. No, not sure. Aer Lingus is the Irish airline. University with a Pierre and Marie Curie campus. I'm going to guess Université suggests that it's French, and the only one that I'm aware of is the Sorbonne. Chess pieces. Only 3 letters. Not sure. Apply could be use, maybe? And then a blue-necked bird would be an emu. Chess pieces. Are they men? I suppose. Like, not all of them. I mean, there's a queen. Not sure. Now, The Wiz. This is a famous musical from, I think, the 70s, I want to say. But who was The Wiz? Not too sure. Repeatedly hit hard. I mean, obviously it's The Wizard of Oz, but I don't think that's what they're referring to as the answer. Now, repeatedly hit hard, bonked, or something along those lines, perhaps. Not too sure. 82 down, black and white desserts. It would be Oreo something. Oreo pies, perhaps? Is that something? Chess pieces being men. I mean, that just doesn't seem right. The queen is the famously most powerful of the pieces. And look, I'm not going to get into that. The producers, 88 across. Something ROLE. Yeah, not too sure. Some of them still not too clear on. In tears could be sobbing. If someone's sobbing, they're in tears. Some summers. Goodness me. Beginning with C. Something AS. Yeah, no, I don't know. And it does say in brief, though, so it could be like an acronym or an abbreviation. Yeah, I'll come back to that. Do a diner job could be to bus people's plates and so on. Oh, the whiz could be Einstein, maybe. Like he's just a very smart guy. He's a whiz. And then 112 down, I'm a Believer song. Hurdle for a JD to B, so this is for lawyering. LSAT, I believe, is the exam they have to sit. A gathering of moles could be intel, so moles would be gathering intel. Mole in, say, no, some sort of government agency. So Irma Bombeck is the writer of At Wit's End. A gnat is a buzzing nuisance with a G, gnat. A dollop could just be a gob of something. And chicken pieces could be tenders. What do we have here? Repeatedly hit hard, pound. Okay, that makes sense. Now, string plucking sound could be a twang, maybe? Could be. Intertwine could be enmesh, perhaps. Part of AT&T abbreviation. Telephone, so maybe PH. I'm not too sure. What does AT&T stand for? American Telephone and Telegraph, maybe? No, I'll have to wait on that one, I think. Bit of wisdom. Yeah, I'm not so sure on enmesh now because I'm pretty sure a bit of wisdom would be a pearl of wisdom. And this could be enlace. So then it could be tel for telephone, part of AT&T. Now the producers. The producers, proletariat. Proletariat, okay. Proletariat, the people who make stuff. That makes sense. Workers produce things. So some summers CPAs. Some summers in brief CPAs. I have no idea. Now, CPA I understand to be a chartered professional accountant, I think. I don't know what that has to do with summer, unless it means something else that I'm not aware of. Well, either way, it seems to make sense in that all the crossings do. So a bit of power. Yeah, not too sure. World capital near the Andean foothills. I suppose that would be Santiago in Chile, which is, well, yeah, in the Andes. A bit of power then would be a watt. Okay. Shell filling stations. Shell filling stations. TAC. Not too sure. Eschew the high road would be to go low. Shell filling stations. Taco bars. Oh, right, you're filling the shells of a taco. Okay. Flock formation. So you've got a flock of geese. They would fly in a V. File often installed with computer programs. A README, right? You provide a README so people know how to use it. Setting for Cole Porter's Anything Goes. Beginning with O, I don't know actually. Become aware of. No, I'm not too sure. Could it be C something? No, I don't like that because then we'd have AE here. How about this? Glitzy fabric. Glitzy fabric. I think of rhinestones. I think of. What else do I think of? Nothing that fits in here that I can think of, unfortunately. How about this? Like some cheese. Aged, perhaps? Aged cheese? Maybe. And then Mean Girls. Yeah, I don't quite have enough for that yet. Pop group. Yeah, it's a bit too vague for me because it could be sodas, right? That could be what they mean by pop. I don't know what that means for Anything Goes, though. OS. No, not convinced. Not convinced. Although sources in etymology, something words could be loan words, as in a word loaned, taken from another language, loan words, and then average. So Mean Girls, mean could be the average. Not sure how that would end, but average actually kind of makes sense. And then sodas maybe does work. No, I'm not convinced. Oh, colas. Colas maybe? And then Anything Goes takes place on the ocean, perhaps? Became aware of, sensed. Now, lame as a fabric is not something I'm familiar with, but yeah, again, all the crossings make sense. How about this? Ballet or bourrée in Bourgogne? What? Dance? suppose ballet is a type of dance. I don't know what bourrée is. Bourgogne is Burgundy. And maybe they say dance with an S? Could be. There's a lot of French happening. Because here we have Notre Dame, which is again French, Our Lady. Discus throw at the Olympics, for example. Goodness, what does that mean as an example? It is an example of an event? Could that be what they mean? Yes. Okay, the sitar great Shankar would be Ravi Shankar. Gotcha could be IC, maybe? And then the fiddler on the roof matchmaker would be the Yenta. And blue winged bird would be a J, like a blue J. Do penance then could be a tone. Continued interminably, ran on perhaps. And then average Janes? Average Janes, mean girls, like the average Joe, average Jane. I suppose that could be what it means. Prone would be prostrate. That's just another way of saying prone, laying on your stomach. Basic programming command. Go to. Could be go to. Not too sure about that one. What would that mean? Wave to could be greet. So maybe it is go to. Very rarely used in programming these days. Downright mean. Not too sure. Yeah, not too sure. Cribbage markers. Cribbage, I think, is some sort of... Is it a card game? I'm not really sure, but I guess maybe you'd use a pen to mark something. I have no idea. Downright mean then could be nasty. And cell letters could be DNA. DNA inside the cells of living things. Hints. Hints. Not too sure at this point. Law but not order. Law but not order. No, I don't know. And this Halloween Hall. Something ATS. Beginning with N? I mean, it might not be loan words, to be honest. But some sort of words, I suppose. Halloween Hall. I mean, sweets, right? Actually, I suppose I didn't actually know it was dance. So it could be sweets, maybe? Maybe. No, I don't love it. Because I think... Who's the founder of the Mughal Empire? Was it Akbar? Might be Akbar. And then treats? Oh, treats. And dance. So there's some other type of word, but that's all right. And Japanese noodle could be soba. Soba noodle. Give a twist. I'm not sure. Automatons informally. AIs or... yeah, not sure about that one. Borscht base. Beets, I think. Isn't borscht made out of beets? I think so. Straight up then could be erect. What does that mean for hints? Tinges? Oh, tinges. So not pens, but pegs. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what cribbage is, but I guess pegs could be a type of marker. Now, law but not order. If it is EE, then that makes it a bit tricky. Because into the woods could be outdoorsy, perhaps. And then it's maybe just someone else who was the founder of the Mughal Empire. Oh, root words could be the sources of things. That makes a lot of sense. Nursery rhyme couple. Jack and Jill. Hansel and Gretel. No, I'm not sure. A chorus line. No, it doesn't help much. So what's happening here? Law but not order. Something dear. Ooh, maybe I've made a mistake somewhere. Into the woods being outdoorsy kind of makes sense. Maybe it's not erect then. Law but not order. No, I'll have to come back to that. What about this? Personification of darkness in Greek myth. Personification of darkness. No, nothing comes to mind, unfortunately. Brig pair, I'm not sure what that means. Police weapon, baton, maybe? Could be it. Maybe. I'm not sold on that. I think I'd need more crossings before I put that in. Ending with butler or bard. Butlerian, bardian, maybe? Yeah, I don't. No, I'm not convinced of that either. What about this? Far from fore could be aft. Aft. Fore and aft on a boat. Gig of a lifetime could be a dream job, perhaps. What does that mean? Boots out could be then ejects. Oldsmobile Cutlass model. I've no idea. 30 down, least hail. So if you're not hale, then you're feeble. So maybe feeblest. The feeblest would be the least hale. Ran in the rain, perhaps. No, I don't know. A strange loop. Yeah, not sure about that. Judge pro something. Yeah, I don't know. Could be pro temp. I thought it would be temp, but I suppose it could be pro tem. This is Latin, I think. I can handle that for you would be let me then. Certain stockholder. Oh, cattle something. Cattle something. Not sure exactly what, but some sort of cattle. That makes sense. Being the stock. Strange loop. No, not sure. Ran in the rain, perhaps. Goodness, not sure. 12 down, advanced. Advanced went, or not sure. Baths in bath could be tubs, like a bath tub, maybe? Maybe. No, I don't like that. Baths in bath. Loos? As in. No, but that doesn't quite make sense. The loo is something else. No. Yeah, I don't like that. What's happening in this corner? There's a few small, short ones here. Comedian Notaro. I think there is a comedian named Tig Notaro. Indoor recess locale. Indoor recess locale. Only 3 letters beginning with G. Gym, as in if you do recess inside, then you do it in the gym, in a school perhaps. Could be. Droll could be rye, maybe. Cheap trills, tweets or something. Not sure. Dodgers comeuppance. IRA, what are they called? IRS, not the IRA. IRS audit, so someone who's dodging their taxes. Could be audited. Butler aid, bard aid. Ooh. Not sure about that one. How to succeed in business without really trying. Something ending in SM is a bit tricky. Starting section, not sure. Swallow something hook, line, and sinker. So eat it up, maybe? If you ate up like a scam, if you listened to everything that someone was saying. Short boxes, then. For example. Could mean boxes and people who punch people in the face for a living, or could mean like a type of underwear. Short boxes. No, I'm not sure. How about this? Cheap trills. Cheap suggests something bird related. Tweet or something to do with tweeting. Cheap trills. Tweeters. Maybe. Butler Reed. Oh, Butler. No, not too sure about these. Also, ESM doesn't seem legitimate. I think it would be ISM if anything. But then what would that mean for cheap trills? No, I'm not sure. 1T of TNT, that would be tri. I forget which one. Tri nitro something. Starting section, yes, I'm not sure. So it could still be tism, makes a bit of sense. Corporatism or some sort of ism. Cousin of a mink, could be a stoat. Oopsie, what have I done? Stoat, I think, is related to a mink. Sign in a theatre. Sign in a theatre. No, I'm not sure. I first thought it was seat, but I don't think that's what they're going for some reason. Front of the line credential, some sort of pass, I would say. Yes, and then the starting section would be part A. Okay, cheap trills, twitters. Oh, it was that simple. Twitters. So ending with butler or bard. Bardy. Oh, right. These are universities. So the ending would be .edu of their URLs. Okay, that's what they're saying. Edu. Now, short boxes, I still am not really sure. Oh, it could be in pups, as in boxers. Boxes like the dog. And puppies would be, I guess, small boxes. I saw a boxer puppy recently. Okay, brig pair. Brig. What is the brig? I feel like it's like a holding cell inside a ship or something like that. I don't know why there'd be two of something. Yeah, not too sure about that. A strange loop could be a Mobius strip. Yeah, okay. So it's like a one-sided three-dimensional object. Great. Still not sure about this Oldsmobile cutlass. I don't know what that is. Piano pupils practice piece would be an etude, which is just study in French. Ran in the rain could be bled. Oh, right. So like mascara bleeds or yeah, something along those lines. Personification of darkness could be Erebus, perhaps? Is that something? I'm not sure. It could be something. Uses an alternate account to play against easier opponents in gamerspeak. I've heard of this concept before. I don't know what it's called though. Beginning with S? No, I don't know. Police weapon then could be taser, right, rather than baton. So straight up, I did have erect before, and so now putting erect back. But law and not order, I just can't imagine what could go here, which is unfortunate. I'll just keep going. Now, uses an alternate account. I've got a few more letters now. What would that be called? Like spoofs or something along those lines? No. What about this? Brig pair masts? Masts in the brig? Maybe. That sounds nautical. And then alternate account could be Smurfs. You're smurfing? Maybe? Oh, could be. Feel like I'm a bit out of my depth on these ones. A chorus line would be a refrain. Okay. Now what's going on here? Law but not order. Kadir. Kadir. What on earth could that mean? That's concerning. Wave 2 being greet. Outdoorsy, yes. Oh, right, Korea. So RNA rather than DNA. Korea. So law is career, order is not. Great. Now, or what am I saying? Automatons could be referred to as bots. Okay, give a twist could be rotate, and then maybe Babur, Babur maybe was the founder of the Mughal Empire. Who knows? Nursery couple, nursery rhyme couple. Something rats. No, I don't know. And this automobile cutlass. How on earth? None of these have helped me at all. Cier. I wouldn't even know how to pronounce that. Sierra, perhaps? Goodness, no, I don't know. Chips go with. Could be salsa. Whoopsie. Chips and salsa. Maybe it is Sierra spelt with a C for some odd reason. Struggles with sibilant sounds could be lisps. I mean, that's very cruel. Struggles with sibilant sounds. Thankfully, I don't have a lisp, which allows me to say that clue. Okay, rent. Beginning with S. Just rent. No, not sure. Personal histories. Personal histories. What on earth? Beginning with PA? Personal histories. No, I don't know. Ice cream parlor offerings. Flavors. Tasters. No. All right. Nursery rhyme couple. Sprats? Is there such a thing as sprats? Maybe? Oh, I really don't know. What about this? Full Legislative Assembly. PL. What? Full Legislative Assembly. Like a plenary? Like a plenum? Could be? Like a plenary session? Maybe? Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm on the edge of understanding for a lot of these. And hopefully it hasn't taken me too far off course. Certain stockholder. All right, maybe it's a cattle pen. So when you pen in your cattle, your cows and so on. Baldwin, Alec Baldwin was in 30 Rock. Transition points then could be cusps. You're on the cusp of something. Personal story, personal histories rather. Oh goodness, what is happening here? Um, hmm. PAS. Is this just a word that I've never heard before? Or is Pearl wrong? Or is Santiago wrong? Or cusps? I mean, they all seem correct. Huh. Rent then being what? Split? It doesn't quite make sense to me. Doesn't make sense to me at all. Sprit? Huh. No, I don't quite know. What would that have to do with ice cream parlor offerings? Ice cream parlor offerings. Oh, could it be malts? Oh, pasts. Okay, right. Your personal history is your past. Malts at an ice cream parlor. Maybe not at the ones I've been to, but I guess that makes sense. Apt name for a distance runner. Goodness me. Something ending in ES, LES. No, nothing comes to mind. A class act. A class act. What did I have here? Prima ballerina. Maybe étoile? That seems like a French word. There's a lot of French happening here. A class act. Fiend? Fiend? Why would it be fiend? No, not sure. One of these nights, yeah, goodness, no, I don't know. The EAR, no, I don't know. Subject of some modern maps. Modern maps. So something that didn't exist until very recently. We talk about maps in a cartographic sense or some other sense. I'm not too sure. Oh, hang on. Super excited could be turnt. Yes. Okay. Field trip would be a class act, something that the whole class does. And then miles to be the apt name for a distance runner. And then genome being the subject of some modern maps. It was not cartographic. And the Eagles would be one of these nights band. Okay. Things are happening. Great. Now it's just up here. Advanced. 12 down. I mean, it could be went. It could be went. And how to succeed in business without really trying could be nepotism. Okay. Okay. Front of the line credential could be a VIP pass. Okay, maybe it's not went, but baths in Bath could be labs, like the lavatory. Guitar, slangily. Could be an axe. People sometimes refer to it as an axe. Sign in a theater, exit. Hey, all right. Got there in the end. It's a bit touch and go there for quite a few of these. I had Kadir for a while here, and I was like, what on earth? Babur being the founder of the Mughal Empire, why not? It's quite niche. Sprats? I don't know what that is. I don't know what a sprat is. I feel like I've heard the word before, and I'm not aware of a nursery rhyme couple of sprats. Chess pieces being men. Look, I don't like that at all. Proletariat, I like that. That's a fun little fun little clue. Signs reciprocal being Cossack is interesting. I guess sec is the reciprocal of cos, but then you've got cosine itself. Anyway, that's a whole thing. It's been a long time since I've done trigonometry. And Palace being a classic theatre name, that one still feels a bit odd to me in the way that it's clued. But overall, it was quite a fun, juicy little Sunday crossword. Didn't get overly stuck anywhere in particular, but still had plenty to work through. And it was done in 33 minutes and 53 seconds. That was your Sunday, the 28th of December, 2025.